You read a lot, but you forget things at the right time. You try to recall things, but you forget it every single time. I got you. I was at the same position. I was trying to read a lot, but was not able to perform right in the exam. So in this video, I'll give you 2 rules which I've used to overcome this problem, and I went from 0 to A plus in my examination. So stick till the end to know what are these 2 rules. The problem: you read but you forget. We all read a lot. We read books, we read novels, we read tables. But the problem is that you just do it in volumes and you're doing it passively. You doing it in volumes is just mugging it up, or you just are reading it passively, which would not retain for a long time. So let's fix this thing up. Rule 1 which I've used is active recall. Active recall helps you to stay very active while you're reading. You're just having a glance at the text and just trying to remember it right after it. It's just questioning right after reading. So this way of actively reading every single text, you are trying to keep that text in your head for a long time. For example, you read a whole chapter, then you close your book and try to recall what you have read. This way, you will try to remember that chapter for a long time because you have used your brain actively while you were reading it instead of going through a glance. Here's another example. You can explain it to someone else right after reading it. It might be your friend, your mom, or your sister. You can explain it to them so that you can recall everything that you have read. And here's another thing too. You can have flashcards, questions that you have pre-made for the chapter, which you could use it after reading the chapter to recall everything. This turns your brain into active mode, trying to get in things as much as it is possible so that you could reproduce it right after. So this way of reading would have your brain retain a lot of things for a long time. Hey, really quick, if you're liking what I do out here, feel free to click that subscribe button and like button, because that will let me know that my videos are doing really good. And I'll be making one perfect video every week loaded with value for you, and you do not want to miss the next one. Rule 2: spaced repetition. Active recall helps you to retain a lot more stuff for a long time, but that long time does have a number. It might be 1 week, 14 days, or a month. So you need to do spaced repetition of active recalls. So let's say your active recall capacity is 7 days. You try to do that active recall thing again after 7 days. Let's say, for suppose, you've read a chapter on Monday and you've recalled it. So your memory would retain that information for 7 days. But after 7 days, slowly the information would just fade away. For us to retain it for a longer time, we do spaced repetition. So let's say that you did it on Monday, you would do the same chapter again on the next week's Monday. So this way it would retain even more further, and you try to repeat it till your examination. The information is just fresh in your mind. Same way you do it with the other days of the week. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and so on. Brain loves this pattern. It would remember it for more time. So you all have to do active recall with spaced repetition to have more impact in your studying. If you combine these 2 rules and implement it in your studying, you would see that you're remembering stuff than average people who are using just active recall and just spaced repetition. If you try to combine all of this, you are a super student already. So the final thoughts are: don't just read, but be active while you're reading it. Don't just cram everything up in just one setting. You're just doing everything on one day. No, space things up really good and try to repeat it again and again till your examinations. And if it is possible, try to teach it to someone else. Trust me, this thing works like a charm. Active recall and spaced repetition would help you retain this information for a long time. But you to do this active recall and spaced repetition every day, you need to rely on Thrive rather than motivation. And I've made a video about Thrive in students, businessmen, and employees' life to do things consistently. I've pinned it right here. Go check it out, and I'll see you right there.